And to complete the most significant news for this day, Wine News continues, and here are the top stories. Meralco will cut its rates this month by 9 centavos per kilowatt hour. This means that those consuming 200 kilowatt hours per month will save 19 pesos on their October bill, while those using 500 kilowatt hours will save as much as 50 pesos. Meralco will cut its rates this month due to the good performance and minimized maintenance shutdown of power plants.
In general, kapag mas maganda yung takbo ng mga power plant, kung tatakbo sila ng 24 hours a day for one whole month versus yung patay sindi sila over a month, mas mababa ang presyo kapag tuloy-tuloy ang takbo nila.
Consumers, meanwhile, will have to brace for another round of oil price hike. Beginning Tuesday, all firms will adjust the price of gasoline by 1 peso per liter and 1 peso and 45 centavos for every liter of diesel. This is the 9th consecutive week of fuel price increases. Supreme Court Chief Justice Teresita de Castro bids farewell to her colleagues and employees of the Supreme Court as she sets to leave office on Wednesday after reaching the mandatory age of 70. Supreme Court employees paid tribute to de Castro with a marching band, balloons, and banners bearing a message of gratitude to the 24th Chief Justice who only served for less than 2 months.
I will miss all of you. I will miss everyone with whom I worked in the course of my 10 years and 8 months here. With this, I say goodbye to all of you. You have given me much memories to live by the rest of my life.
De Castro also touted on her speech the reforms she has made NDSE, such as the salary increase and overtime pay of stenographers and other SC employees.
We have instituted reforms such as, among others, we have upgraded the salary of our first-level courts in keeping with the heavy responsibility that they perform. We have granted overtime pay not only to the stenographers but also other court employees who are helping in the continuous trial of cases. I've tried my best so that my presence will be most felt, not only by the employees of the court, but also of our judges and justices.
The Judicial and Bar Council has yet to submit a short list to President Rodrigo Duterte, who has 90 days to appoint a new Chief Justice. Officials of the Philippine Embassy in New Delhi in India are set to visit 21 Filipino seafarers who were abandoned in Kakinada port. The officials will check on the condition of the seafarers to assist them with the repatriation process. The move is in response to the group's request for assistance through the help of the UNTV network. The group's head captain Alexander Apao says the news report on their plight pressured their manning agency, Vic Human Resources Management, to immediately wire part of their 4 months withheld salary to their families in the Philippines. The seafarers are crew members of MV Evangelical who were abandoned by the shipping company since October 2, 2018 after it went bankrupt.
Tapos nung Friday, nagpadala yung manning agency ng pera, remittance doon sa mga pamilya. Medyo nagkahinga ng konti sa bayarin yung mga pamilya nila. And then by next week, mayroon daw silang i-remit ulit. Equivalent to 1 month allotment.
Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio says the Makabayan bloc should be expelled from the House of Representatives. On her social media post, the mayor slammed the party-list system for serving as a milking cow of terrorists. The furious post was a reaction to the earlier pronouncement of ACT Teachers Party List that Davao City is the only major city in the country that does not give local allowances to their teachers. This was refuted by Mayor Duterte Carpio, who said on her post that in December 2016 and 2017, Davao City gave 2,000 pesos worth of gift checks to teaching and non-teaching employees of the Department of Education. She also called members of ACT Teachers Davao as liars and terrorists. On response, Tino accused the Davao mayor of harassment.
Pananakot ito, harassment at naglalagay sa panganib sa mga guro natin. No, alam naman natin na may mga kaso na pag tinatawag na terorista, nagiging biktima ng pagdakip, extrajudicial killing, and so on.
The ACT Teachers Party List admits that granting of local allowances to teachers is not mandated by law. As for the presidential daughter's call for their expulsion, Tino says she was just spreading fake news like AFP's Red October claim. Meanwhile, President Rodrigo Duterte will head to Bali, Indonesia on Thursday to attend the ASEAN Leaders Gathering. The Department of Foreign Affairs says ASEAN leaders are expected to discuss ways to intensify cooperation in managing economic growth in the region. Duterte will also meet with Indonesian President Joko Widodo to relay the country's assistance for the victims of a strong earthquake and ensuing tsunami that hit the Sulawesi Island.
Meron ho tayong ibibigay na tulong, and then it will be coursed through the AHA. We call it the AHA Center. And this is a good chance for the President to personally relay to President Joko Widodo yung ating tulong under the One ASEAN, One Response program in disaster assistance.
Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque goes on leave beginning today. Based on an advisory, Roque has canceled his press briefings for the rest of the week, although no reason was cited for his leave of absence. The palace officially hinted on Friday that he was pondering whether to run in the 2019 midterm polls or to accept a new government position. He also said that he was considering quitting his post after he was kept in the dark of President Rodrigo Duterte's whereabouts. Roque admitted he was not aware that Duterte underwent some medical tests last week. He was also not informed about the whereabouts of the president last Saturday because he said that the president was in Davao City when in fact Duterte was in Hong Kong with his family. Communications Secretary Martin Andanar confirms Roque was offered the post of the still-to-be-revived office of the press secretary following his proposal to dissolve the Presidential Communications Operations Office. He was also convincing Roque to postpone his plan to run for the senator in the 2019 polls.
Isa nga ako sa mga nagko-convince sa kanya na wag nang tumuloy, meron pa naman 2022.
And for the news abroad, here's Pauline Ampico live from Tokyo, Japan. Yes, Pauline, good evening.
Good evening, Rina. China confirms it is holding the missing head of Interpol Meng Hongwei. Beijing says Meng was under investigation by the country's anti-corruption body for unspecified breaches of the law. Meng, also Vice Minister of Public Security in China, was reported missing after traveling from the city of Lyon in France, where Interpol is based, to China on September 25. Interpol says it had received his resignation from the presidency on Sunday with immediate effect. At least 20 people were killed in a limousine crash in New York, which is said to be the deadliest transportation accident in the U.S. since 2009. Kath Carriedo tells us why.
20 people were killed in rural upstate New York when a limousine collided with another vehicle, New York State Police said on Sunday. Barbara Douglas said 4 of her nieces were killed in the crash.
My brother, I think, is broken, and I think my sister-in-law is broken. I don't know what to say.
The crash occurred on Saturday afternoon in Schoharie, 61 kilometers west of Albany, on Route 30. The limousine sped through an intersection and drove into a parking lot outside an Apple Barrel Country store, striking a vehicle and 2 pedestrians. All the limousine passengers were killed, including the driver. The 2 pedestrians were also killed, state police said. It was the deadliest transportation accident in the United States since a 2009 plane crash in Buffalo, New York that killed 49 people, said Chairman of the National Transportation Safety Board, Robert Sumwalt.
I've been on the board for 12 years, and this is one of the biggest loss of lives that we've seen in a long, long time.
The victims were transported to Albany Medical Center where autopsies will be conducted. The cause of the crash is unclear. Kath Carriedo, UNTV News and Rescue, USA.
The Turkish police believe the Saudi journalist who was reported missing was killed at the consulate. Meanwhile, far-right candidate Jair Bolsonaro is set to face the left-wing Workers' Party candidate Fernando Haddad in the second round of Brazil's presidential election. Jovic Bermas tells us why.
In Brazil, the far-right candidate Jair Bolsonaro has won the first round of Brazil's presidential election. He will face the left-wing Workers' Party candidate Fernando Haddad in the second round on October 28 after he failed to win the 50% of valid votes needed to win outright. With almost all the votes counted, Mr. Bolsonaro had 46% and Mr. Haddad 29%. Opinion polls conducted before the election predicted that in a second round, the two candidates would be tied. In Bosnia, Bosnian Serb nationalist leader Milorad Dodik has won his community seat on Bosnia-Herzegovina's three-person presidency, election officials say. Dodik, who has close links with Russia, has urged Bosnian Serbs to secede, saying the country had failed. The main Bosnian Muslim party, the SDA, said its candidate Sefik Zaferovic would be the Muslim representative. Election Commission President Branko Petric said the turnout for Sunday's vote was 53%. In Turkey, Turkish authorities believe that prominent Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi, who disappeared 4 days ago after entering Saudi Arabia's consulate in Istanbul, was killed inside the consulate. Two Turkish officials did not say how they believe the killing was carried out. Saudi Arabia's Consul General said on Saturday his country was helping search for Khashoggi and dismissed talk of his possible abduction. Khashoggi, who has lived in self-imposed exile in Washington for the past year, fearing retribution for his critical views on Saudi policies, entered the consulate on Tuesday to secure documentation for his forthcoming marriage, according to his fiancée, who waited outside. He has not been heard of since. Jovic Bermas, UNTV News and Rescue.
Those are the news from the other parts of the globe. Back to you, Rina.
Thank you so much, Pauline Ompico, reporting live from Tokyo, Japan. Khabib Nurmagomedov apologizes for inciting a post-fight brawl after defending his lightweight belt against UFC star Conor McGregor on a Saturday. The Russian had produced a devastating performance against the Irishman, taking McGregor down on multiple occasions before sealing his victory with a rear naked choke in the fourth round. His victory will be marred by melee, which broke out after Khabib jumped the octagon cage to attack one of McGregor's teammates. McGregor also appeared to be assaulted inside the octagon by a member of Nurmagomedov's team during the scuffle after the fight had ended. UFC President Dana White revealed that Khabib's winnings from the fight are currently being withheld by the commission while he is under investigation. 3 people had been arrested in connection with the brawl, but no one has yet been charged.
First of all, I want to say sorry to Athletic Commission, Nevada, sorry to Vegas. I know this is not my best side. This is not my best side. I'm human being, and I don't understand how people can talk about I jump on the cage. What about he talk about my religion? He talk about my country. He talk about my father.
An interesting competition attracts thousands of people in Tarragona, Spain. Meanwhile, a colorful hot air balloon lifted off into the morning sky in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Abby Valdez tells us why.
A competition of building human towers, also called castles, was held in the city of Tarragona, Spain on Saturday. The tradition dates back to the 18th century in Spain's Catalonia region. It attracts thousands of participants, including children and senior people, to build impressive human towers between 6 and 10 layers. The competition challenges not only strength, but also team spirit, balance, and psychological quality. At the top of the tower must be children, who are often regarded as the best spokesmen for courage. In 2010, UNESCO added the castles to its list of the masterpieces of the oral and intangible heritage of humanity. This interesting competition attracts lots of spectators, not only foreign tourists but also local residents. Hundreds of colorful hot air balloons lifted off into the morning sky in New Mexico on Saturday for the 46th Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. The festival is referred to as the world's largest hot air ballooning event. People come from all over the world to see the mass ascension. This year's fiesta features about 500 traditional hot air balloons and 94 character balloons, including Smokey Bear and others. The event runs through Sunday, October 15, and is expected to attract close to 1 million visitors. Abby Valdez, UNTV News and Rescue.
And those are the reasons behind the news this October 8, 2018. On behalf of Angelo Diego Castro III and William Theo, I'm Rina Villamor Camara. Because we need to know, we will always ask why. Good evening.